Uche. Uche.
When I did live very soon, we're about to go live. Check your view. I'm about to go live now. We did live already.
Okay. On Instagram or where?
Facebook. Have you linked Instagram?
Uche.
Can Uche, you dey hear me?
Uche no dey
Oh,
hear
you're
anything.
mute. We
Oh.
can't hear it. We can't hear
I
you.
don't think it's. I don't think Uche can hear anybody. Neither can we hear
I
him.
can hear everybody. I can hear everybody.
And so you dey ignore us now.
No, I did say something now. Calm down. So everywhere just did live. I want to make sure it's live on all platforms. So we are live on Instagram now as well.
Hmm.
You are
Okay.
live on Instagram. I'm watching your Instagram. I'm
So
not even
my check
seeing you.
I'm checking YouTube as well.
Are you going live on YouTube now?
Yeah.
Okay, let me check YouTube then.
And they check. I do on your Instagram live, bro. I know they see any. Well, can't maybe see blood on your end. Uche, can you even hear me?
I hear you. Is how it's supposed to be now. How you want me to be? I just
Well, no
put
problem.
I just put that screen there. Everybody just relax. Say something won't start.
Start. No, I get.
Do you understand? So I want check for black spots for YouTube. Okay, it's now live as well.
Okay, you put yeah, I don't see I don't see the black spot for YouTube. What was the topic again? I quickly send this topic go my laptop. I'm not even look anything. What can I like exit this screen and come back? This one a normal topic now. We talk put now. Ushi, when you want go the proper life, let us know. Not go let us back for the see you guys and have fun. See the fit scatter things for you.
Give us enough
So
for us.
the so the ban Man U fan and Man U players so because I'm Manchester type of bonam more.
Now
Manchester
you
don't
slap
beat
it.
your team. Your son cannot be a Arsenal fan when he did for say and he did for this thing now. And he did
You go tell me
for
the house where they born her. You
oh
go
God,
tell
you
me
know
the
go
house where
fit
they
to you
born her.
want me to beat her for the you know go fit to you
You
want where
go.
you dey
Nah, so you the way they
go
you
where
way they Darlington. Why you be Man U fan? Why you not be support
Darlington.
Darlington?
Darlington, okay, which club get level for Darlington? Where you want man go support? Go just wear
You
Arsenal
You know,
jersey anyhow. May they beat you for the just try and face. Wear Arsenal jersey
no
anyhow
wahala.
first. I
Big
don't even
time.
tell them say my guy did it. Maybe that's why they never even answer you.
Are they weird the CLF right center? Today I go drop my bro for Old Trafford. I wear my Arsenal jersey. When they come beat me.
Not do one next time. Now because of talking and talk, no. So if you do it again, you'll be in trouble.
I won't start now. Shh. Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Black Sport Podcast. I am your host, like always, Israel Tucci. And with me here, I have a series of people here will be in the panel and will be joining here to tell us what is happening in the world of football. So, it's been a downtime for us this week. Talking about we lost one ex player, ex Super Eagles player, legendary Peter Rufai, and also Liverpool player and Portugal player Diogo Jota. It's been a painful one this week, and I would say football actually took a big one this week. So before we dive into what we have here, we have to talk about what's happening in Manchester United. Five players are yet to leave, putting out their request, and also preseason is about to kick off with wonderful talking points. Are also what's Arteta expected to do in this coming summer season is about to end, but let's see what's going to work out. First, I want to bring in into the guest people who are actually going to be talking to today is you already know Sam, you know Sabrigas, you know Steve. These are already familiar faces you already know in Blacksport Podcast, and it's going to be an interesting one because first, let's dive into summer is about to end, and Arsenal is still dragging feet about signing a number of players they need. Manchester United has been on Buemo's deal for how long I can actually remember. And we also have the Club World Cup going on right now in United States. So there's whole much to talk about. But first, let's kickstart into this. So before I hear your thoughts and we'll talk about this, how are you feeling, guys? Sam, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. It's nice to be here, and I'm here with my guys to brainstorm and actually banter each other to see where the sport world is actually at the minute. So
Yeah.
it's really nice to be here.
Okay, likewise. So, some regards, it's been like, I think this is the third time we're having you on the pod, and every single time we always bring the energy, and we actually like it. So, how are you feeling? Are you actually ready for the season as well?
Season is still some way to go, but yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Nothing much really. Sad day yesterday, as you said.
Uh,
Terrified, Jota. I mean,
yeah.
those kind of things. It's not even just about football. It's about losing someone. So
Yes.
that's very, 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 very sad. I think football. I think all rivalry aside, at that time, it's you never want to see, you never want to hear about that. Yeah, so the sad one yesterday. I believe, like the whole football world should have been in mourning yesterday, but so now I'm good.
Okay. So, now before we actually dive into this, so Steve is actually good to have you here. Especially, I know you were passionate about what Bruno's business and Ruben. We have a whole lot to talk about on that. So, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm feeling good. Yeah, you can see I'm right. I'm okay. Scobie Grass and Sam has
Yes.
said a lot about Diogo Jota passing. It's
Yes.
really touching, you know. It's
Yeah.
arguably one of my favorites um, Liverpool player because you could see what he brings to the game.
Yeah.
Professionalism, calmness, is a player without any kind of scandal. It's just too professional, you know what I mean? And well, it is what it is. What has happened. But it's painful to lose a player just like that. A player like him, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I I'm looking right now at some comments actually coming in. So before we actually talk about what we have today, it's been a terrible week for all football lovers around the world. So first, we need to know about your thoughts in terms of our Nigerian legend that is Peter Rufai, who is also a CAF winner as well, African Cup of Nation winner. So let's if look back in his career and right now, how would you actually define him as a player in shaping what we see today in about the Nigerian goalkeepers? What would you think about that, Sam? In situation whereby what he've actually done for the game and how he actually changed how people perceive super egos? Because I believe they just go they are part of the team that actually gave those super name that name that Super Eagles actually driving forward up to today. So what would you think about how he actually shaped how people perceive goalkeepers from Nigeria?
Yeah, so it's really sad. Both stories came out same day. Me for Diego Jota and Peter Rufai. The death was actually same day. He actually shaped the way goalkeepers have been perceived. Like he raised the bar. He actually raised the standard. You
Yeah,
know, even though I was a bit quite young when he, played for the Super Eagles, but he's sort of a legend if you want to put it that way, because after Peter Rufai, the next person that followed, that actually did what he did for Super Eagles is actually Vincent Nyama. So his death is actually a great loss. It's so sad that in African football we don't really tend to take care of our legends,
yeah,
because he's actually a legend of the game. If you want, if
definitely.
you ask me, yeah, he's done a lot for Nigeria than Nigeria has done for him. So now that he's actually dead, you would see a lot of tributes will come in. They will pour out the tribute. While he was alive, nobody made mention of Peter Rufai. There was no documentary. Nobody really like actually made mention of Peter Rufai. What he's doing now, what's his current state of health, like nothing. You get me? So
Yeah,
it's sad. This should be like a wake up call, just so that the NFF and other bodies would try as much as possible to take care of these legends, because they've tried for us. Nigeria is a footballing nation, so we should try as much as possible to, take care of our own,
yeah.
as they did when they were much younger. So that's what I will have to say on that.
All right. So thank you so much for that. And is to actually know that growing up, if you say you want to be a goalkeeper, they said, "Are you Peter Rufai?" It's like it was a household name that everybody could reckon with, and his reflexes, it is one of the I know he's part of the squad that won the USA '94. That's their breakout, and they actually went again to reach round 16. The first in their debut, Super Eagles debut on the World Cup, reach round 16. So he has so much wonderful accolades that actually that surrounds him when it comes to his impact in the Super Eagles and in the nation as well. And so Brigas, you can if you notice, this week has been a little bit more like a quiet one since everybody heard about Jota. And how do you think this actually affected the atmosphere around the football fans around the world?
Personally, I was actually, funny thing is, I was thinking about this thing today. I would say, personally, I
Just
would think it's a
just
case
one
of,
moment, Steve. It's like your sound is having a relay. You have a sound. Can you
I
just
don't think it's mine. I've been hearing it. I don't know. I don't think it's mine because
okay,
I was going to say that I
okay,
think we're having feedbacks. I don't know where it's coming from.
all right. Try muting yourself first. Just try muting yourself. Okay.
so we can't hear that anymore, can we?
All right. So it's like a relay. So it is fine. So just unmute yourself and mute it back again. You can actually work with that. Okay. So you're gonna mute yourself. You can actually start again. Okay. So go one, please. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I say I did have a thought about that today. I think it's a case of every other club paying their respect, basically. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, we all know that definitely life will always go on, like, which is the sad reality. That's the sad reality of everything. But I think it's been a case of every other club trying to, like, pay their respect, pause some activities first of all, even if they already know what they want to do, be it transfers, be it preparations or something. I do like ideally, if you look at it, like, personally, I don't think there was no high profile player that was registered or announced today. You get what I mean? So I just feel it's a case of probably maybe them paying their respects to Liverpool, I would say.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll definitely see activities kicking up probably maybe on Monday over the
Yeah.
weekend or something. As I said, it's a sad reality of it all. It's a sad reality of it all, like life must continue. But
Yeah. Okay. So just for it's like someone's TV is on. Can you actually put it down, turn it down, the volume of the TV. Yeah. Okay. So, looking at this picture, Steve, if you notice, there is a trend among in Nigeria in Super Eagles that when you leave the fame, when you leave the shirts, you seems to have been forgotten. So, do you think it's not just about what we can do as a media body? What do you think we can actually do to change this narrative of once any player leaves the stage, is as if his story is long gone, and before you know it, we don't know where he is even existing from. So, what do you think can actually do to actually change this moving forward?
Right. So going forward, I don't. The problem it's all boils down to the Nigerian Football Federation.
So, what I'm talking about, if you talk about Nigerian Football Federation, I'm talking about what we ourselves, let's talk about what the media, because is what the fans are talking about is what changes everything. So what I think that the fans is having a shift every time someone leaves a big stage is normal. It happens everywhere. But I think there's something that could actually change that. You are still muted. You're muted. Okay. You're still muted. You're still muted.
We muted Steve.
Yeah. Okay, I think he's going to come back again. So now let's move forward to what we have for the day, which is one of the major things that's actually hitting the news, and this is about Manchester United. And okay, you're back here. Before we actually move
Yeah,
down
can you
to,
hear me now?
yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Right. So, like I was saying, right, I don't think it's about the fans
Okay.
because it's a normal thing. At the moment, who talks too much about Kaka? So many people don't really talk much about their own club players. Even I mean, there are some Arsenal fans today who don't know Dennis Beckham.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
for a fact. Some of them don't even know, like, because these are players that have played long before now. Some Arsenal fans don't know that there was Pires and Perez at the same time in Arsenal at the
Yeah.
moment. Some of them don't know. You know what I mean? So it's not about the fans. Growing up, we had great goalkeepers. We had someone like I didn't watch Aloy Agbu, but I knew there was
You heard
someone called
about him?
Aloy
Yeah.
Agbu. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I watched Joseph Dosu. I think it was after Rufai. That was when we had Joseph Dosu. And
Yeah.
along the line, we had Ike Shorumu. Then progressed further to Vicente Yama. But there was somebody before Vicente Yama. I can't remember though.
Ike
But
Chirumu
what I'm
now.
trying to say in essence
Ikeshomu
is
even came before
this.
that.
Yeah. What I'm trying to remember, what I'm trying to say is these legacies, they live on,
Yeah.
right? If we want to talk about them, it's still there in the memory, it's still there, it's still fresh. I can still remember vividly what Rufai did for the national team. But remembering them, their welfare and every other thing that comes in place, it all boils down to the NFF. It does not boil down to the fans. We
Yeah.
can't keep talking about one person every day. Today we talk about Mbappe, but I can tell you for a fact, in the next 10, 20 years, we might not be talking about Mbappe anymore. You understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there in the memory. We're gonna be hearing about him like there's an Mbappe, but it won't be like how we talk about him now. So it's inevitable. We can't keep one particular person's name in our mouth forever. Pele is
Yeah.
gone. Maradona is gone. Messi is gonna go. Ronaldo is gonna go. My favorite Bruno is also gonna go as well. I'll stop talking about him. I might as well have a favorite by then. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's not. It's not. I don't think it's up to the fans.
Okay, so like you actually got it from you right now. Football is evolving. It comes with an era. Your era will come, you
Yeah.
go, and that era will actually pick up. So it's unending, and the passion never ends. So moving back to the first thing we have for today, and which is about Manchester United. So there's a report already going on, which is published by Sky Sports, saying that Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, among five players to inform club they want to leave. So they've tendered in their request, and this five players seems to be Garnacho, Malaysia, Rashford, Jordan Sancho, and I think down this list again, Anthony also is part of these players that actually want to leave. So this is what everybody actually expected. Okay, this is all what everybody expected because since before last season we know that they actually went along and actually because of the saga that actually happened. Now, Sam, I'll just have to start with you on this. What are your thoughts on this?
Right. So to be fair, whatever problems that Manchester United have got now, they actually caused it
Okay.
by yeah, capital of it being putting players on excessive wage bills. I'm not sure who actually advised them on that model, because if you want to look at teams like Chelsea now, they used to go that route, and now they no longer have to um, concede to the players' demands by giving huge wages. So the problem now is these players would not want to go to a club that would offer them lesser than what they're currently earning. If you're Rashford and you have like 2 more years to go on your contract,
Yeah.
would you go to a club that will pay you 120K or 150K just for you to get game time? No. I'd rather see out my contract and then I'll go and start fresh somewhere else. Maybe there will be a club that will give you 200K or thereabout. So what it is Manchester United are no longer the club that they used to be, or maybe they think they used to be.
Mm.
Um, First of all, they they would not be able to make as much money as they expect to make in this transfer window. And if you can see, the Mbemo deal is actually stalling because of money. Today now, UEFA has actually given fines to Chelsea, Aston Villa, Barcelona, and the rest.
Yeah.
Manchester United will not want to be caught up in that kind of
No.
situation, right? So it's going to be pretty difficult for me. What I would have said is, Amorim should have looked for a way to integrate some of these players back into the team. Someone like Rashford is still a good player, right? When Amorim came, he just needed to single out a few people to put the blame on them and stuff like that to make it look as though they are the worst set of players, right? But when Rashford stopped playing and he went to Aston Villa, Sancho left, did the team get any better? No, it didn't get any better, right? So the problem is not these players, the problem is the coach.
Okay.
The coach is
Oh.
actually gone.
Oh.
Is
So
that
yeah, we've never really started. You've already so you already
he's a coach, he's a
you're
very
breaking the
stubborn
table
guy. He's
already.
really stubborn.
We are just getting this started already. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
you have to question, right? You have to question where he stands
Yes.
from
Let's
Ronald
get back.
Amorim, right, and Manchester United. So that's the reason why I'm saying that for him, he needs to try and integrate some of these players and set up the bad eggs. One of the major bad eggs that Manchester United have, in fact, the capital of them is Sancho. Sancho is the leader of that gang. It's a gang, So if
Yeah.
Sancho can lead, then he can try as much as possible. Ganacho is still very small, it's a kid anyway. And Rashford is in his prime already. And he would not be able to go to the club that he wants to go. So I feel
Yeah.
he should integrate them back into the team and just look for a way around it. That's why you're a manager. You manage players as well. You get
Okay.
it's
All
not
right.
every time that you single out players. So that's what I feel.
Okay, in as much as I have a whole lot to actually align with you in your own thought, but we are going to dive into that. Steve, I know there's a whole lot on your mind. I'm hearing what
I can
Sam
see.
actually said. I know sometimes you actually been in support now, but what are your thoughts on Marcus Rashford living alongside with Ganacho, Anthony, and Malaysia? Remember, Malaysia had won a title as well on loan. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think Marcus Rashford leaving Manchester United is long overdue. I have to
Okay,
be
okay,
honest with you.
I
Right.
like that.
I heard when he said integrate the players. There's one thing we need to understand, yeah. If we bring back Sir Alex Ferguson back to
Hmm.
Manchester United, right? 80% of Manchester United players will leave Manchester United. 80%. I'm saying it for a
But do
fact.
you
I'll tell
think
you
do
why.
you think that era works in this situation? Do you think that kind of
I'll
manager
tell you
power
the
can work in
problem.
this system now?
One of the problems. I want to ask you one question, right? Look at Pep's team. Look at Ateta's team. That is
Okay.
one of the problems Manchester United is facing, and especially the fans. I'll tell you why. Cancelo, Cancelo tried to go against Pep. What happened?
We have
Pep
Steam.
chased him away. Aubameyang, despite being the hottest striker at that time, Aubameyang, despite being the hottest striker at that time,
Yeah.
since Aubameyang left Arsenal, they've not had a replacement like him. Quote me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He went against Arteta. What happened? Send him away. Now, one of the he's saying the coach is the problem. Integrate, do this, do that. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left, we started having these Rashford issues. Even when he
Okay.
was there, he pampered the boys. So may they just play ball. Let them just do what they want to do. You know what I mean? He pampered them, right? Ralph Ragnick came. He made the complaint about Rashford and Sancho, especially. The complaint was there,
Yeah.
but integrate them. Ten Hag had to cope with these same boys. The truth is, if Rashford, Sancho does not leave Manchester United, it would keep going. Every new academy graduate that comes there, they will keep getting that level where they will get to, and they will be like, I'm bigger than this coach and I'm bigger than this player. Rashford personally has sacked 3 managers. Not to talk about
So
Sancho.
why would you think it's him that
If
sacked? Come on. Why would you? Why would you
no,
think
no, 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 I will tell you
it's
why
him
I say
that
they are the one
sacked
that
the
sacked
three
these coaches. Let me tell
managers?
you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. You can't tell
Okay.
me Coach A came, could not make you play better, and he's sacked. You get to a point, I will say it's the player's fault. I've
Okay.
blamed every manager personally. I've blamed every manager. I've blamed all of them. At this point, I think it has got to that point where I will say no. The same Rashford, if he was so good, the way we all say, oh, Rashford is good, forget about wage. I believe today, if Salah say I want to leave Liverpool, Salah earns over 300. Big club will send Salah.
There are levels to this thing right now. There are levels to this. Some
Hold on
be-
now, wait
no,
first, wait.
okay, okay,
Because
okay,
we point finger to the manager and all that,
okay,
right?
okay.
If Saka come up today and say, I'm done with Arsenal, I want to leave Arsenal, I swear Real Madrid will carry Saka and pay him even more
Yeah,
than what Arsenal is paying him at the
yeah.
moment.
That that
We've
that
seen it happening.
that's a fact. That's
When
a fact.
what's his name? Mbappe left PSG. He went straight down to Real Madrid for how much? More than the wages he was earning in PSG. If Rashford is so good, this Barcelona we are talking about won't be dragging their feet. It's not all about the salary. If your output or what you are giving to the team, right, merits what you want to earn, clubs will pay for it.
Now
That's the truth.
you
The
you've
truth is,
you've
over time, we've
okay.
overpaid these guys. There was a time, to be honest, there was a time when Rashford was that guy. If you know what I mean, there was a time when he was that guy, but he's not that guy anymore. We have to be honest. Ego has come in. He's now more of a philanthropist and a charity organizer than a footballer. That's what
Oh,
he is at the moment. So
okay.
if he
Let
wants
me
to like up his
let
game,
me hold
fine.
that thought.
He-
Let me let me hold you on that there because we have a lot to talk
yeah.
about. Even Marcus Rashford movement to Barcelona. So Fabregas, looking at what is happening with Rashford, Ganacho, and five among the five players are leaving United. Do you think it's long overdue that these players are meant to leave? We know about Anthony was because of the form, was not able to adapt with Premier League, and we know about Ganacho has the problem, had the issue there with Ten Hag that was not really managed. Everything boils down to have been going on for more than 2 seasons. So, do you think this is long overdue and this is the right direction that United need at this moment?
But in terms of the direction for Manchester United, I don't know. Like, first of all, like I feel like United missed it quite a while. You can say it's a bit of both. It's a bit of on the player side and it's a bit of the manager side. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Your voice seems your mic seems to be a little bit dragging. Can you just adjust the mic a little bit?
Yeah, but
Sorry guys, I keep getting
dragging as well.
calls. That was why
Okay,
my stuff is dropping. I keep getting calls.
okay. So check your mic. Check your mic, please.
Can you hear me?
But can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can. We can
Is it
hear
better
you.
at all?
Yeah. So sorry guys, you were saying something, but your can you log out and log back in, please? Your mic is actually not strong. Your mic is not actually going well.
Let me log back. Log out.
Yeah, just come out and go back in. Maybe that fixes your mic then. Okay, so back to what we are saying, Sam. This is a
Yeah.
situation whereby United are actually having a terrible season, not just one. Just had a very terrible season in a very long time, and there is
Mm-hmm.
need to have player fresh legs in the game. Yes, if you ask me, at some point I would think that I was of the opinion that we need these players, but if they were the one that sent out these requests themselves, that means they know that they need to look for somewhere, look for a better place to actually grow because growth is in imminent.
Sorry,
So,
sorry. Can I say something? I
okay,
don't
sure.
think. I think that is bad journalism or journalists or their PROs trying to cover this shit. We all know from last season that Sancho is going to leave definitely because the coach asked them to look for a club. So
Okay,
all
so
this they are bringing their whatever is just stocks, man. We know they will leave, so that's their PRO team trying to sort things out for them
you don't really
players.
scare
Yeah,
them
just to give
through.
them some little ego. We all know they are
So,
leaving
so
definitely.
last. So what we actually got here is that Marcus Rashford and all of them were actually pushed out of the club. That was a fair deal. So all these one is not. But fair enough. We already know from last season that we know that Garnacho was actually told to start looking for a club. We also know that Rashford, if you notice the way Rashford said moving for Barcelona, you know that he knows that there's no space for him. And number 10 has been taken off from him, will be given to Kunha. So I think this also puts more on his shoulders. Now, to actually move a little bit faster to what is going on, and let's talk about what everybody is talking about, which is the Club World Cup. Okay, now there's been a whole lot of feud concerning the timing, players needs rest, and the money they're actually making from this deal. So let me ask. Let me start with you, Sam, because I know you have a lot to say about this. Do you think that playing this at this time is okay, or let me just have your thoughts overview, but in over everything concerning the Club World Cup being played by this time?
Can you hear me? The only television. Can you hear me loud?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
but it's breaking.
I think
Yeah, the
Sam might need to
television.
like re come up because it's I think he's got a problem with his mic now.
It's like it's making a boom sound. You can actually remove the mic and remove it and speak directly to it. If there's a mic, remove the mic.
I suggest you just re-log in.
Okay, log out and log in back again. Okay. So Steve, speaking on this, what
Yeah.
are your thoughts concerning this club World Cup being played by this time?
I'm kind of indifferent because I
Okay.
don't when I mean indifferent, I mean I'm here and there at the same time. But I think the players need rest because you could see when the European teams play. Like I
Yeah.
was watching Inter Milan the other day, and everybody was like, "Oh, why are they playing like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, those guys they are tired. Inter Milan they've got old men, so those
Yeah.
old men are actually tired. You know what I mean?" So I think the timing of the Club World Cup, which they will definitely justify because normally if it's a national tournament they they will definitely still play it, but they should still understand it's not all these players that normally go
Yeah.
for international tournaments. But then most of them do go as well. So the timing is different because the players need to rest. That's one. But then FIFA is all about money. Football is all about money and contracts. The clubs too, they want the money. If they win, I heard they are making some good cash out of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
participation fees there and all that. So um, I'm quite indifferent to be honest. I'm quite indifferent. And the players themselves have put themselves in that situation. I would say in that situation in the sense that these too many competitions coming up were caused by the players because you can't be demanding that level of salary. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
Now the
yeah,
players, but
demanding that level of salary. So the clubs need to go for those competitions to gather the money to pay you. So that's what it is.
okay. So what happens to clubs that can actually go out and play for those competitions?
That's why I told you the last time we met. I told you I said teams coming from the championship to the Premier League, they will definitely struggle and go back.
Okay.
It is what
Okay.
it is because now it's those at on the top that can
I have to
actually
keep
run
making
football
money. You have
because
to
it's all
keep
about money. Yes,
okay.
it's
It
all
makes
about
more. I
money.
can see the angle go. So, Sam, before you got a little bit cut short. So, what are your thoughts concerning the Club World Cup, please?
Yeah, I just first of all I want to confirm, is my audio okay now?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Right. Oh, okay. Right. So in
Sounding
terms of
really
the
nice
Club
now.
World Cup, it's okay. I like the competition. Do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it gives us the opportunity to see these other football clubs. I
Mm.
mean, the team from New Zealand that came and got trashed 10-0 by Bayern Munich, right? We it was a dream come true for them to play in that competition. Most of them are doing shifts at warehouses over there, just to get paid. And football is more like a part-time job, not like they get paid. Some of them is more like a voluntary kind of thing. But do you know what that money will do to them back in their league?
Yeah.
It would increase their level of competitiveness with other football clubs in their continent. Look at the football clubs from Brazil. I mean, look at Africa. Look at Mamelodi Sundowns. What they played against Borussia Dortmund. It brings out the beauty of football in other continents. It makes people now understand that football isn't just in Europe alone. You get.
Yeah.
Because people believe. Imagine what Carragher said about AFCON,
Oh yeah, I
right?
remember.
The
I
AFCON is not
remember.
a major tournament, okay? But look at what the African teams were able to pull. Even though Wydad and the other teams, the other team from Egypt couldn't do a good job, right?
But
But
they
at the
did
end
a
of the
good job.
day, yeah, but they did try. They did put up a good fight, right? And the teams from Brazil really surprised people. The South American teams really surprised the whole world. You get me? So it's an avenue for these other teams to just come in and box up the cash. Trust me, the maximum amount of transfer fee most teams in Africa, like maybe I heard this guy Sulemana that was just transferred from Southampton to
Yeah.
Atlanta. The home team in Ghana got 500k pounds from that deal. More like a sell-on clause. Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine what 500k pounds could do for that team. But just look at them competing in the competition alone. For you to just participate, participation fee is $35,000. Sorry, $35 million, not thousand. Imagine what it does back home in Africa. Imagine what it does in South America. It's not just about Europe. I get the force about the Europeans saying that it's not really in their calendar, especially the fact that
Yeah.
it was hosted in the US. If this competition was hosted in the UK or in Germany or in Spain, trust me, they'll be buzzing, drinking beers in the
Nobody.
stadiums, making.
Okay. I
You
get it
get my
now.
point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just my own angle. It's just because it's out there in the US, they're saying it's hot. They have to go for cooling breaks. They have to go for breaks when it rains. Over here in Europe, if it rains, you can continue playing football because there are no thunderstorms, there are no lightnings. But over there in the US, you have these things. You have heavy thunderstorms like we have in Africa back home. So that's the reason why you do get these 2 hour intervals, 1 hour breaks anytime they do get any major weather forecast that is going to rain heavy. You understand? But I get the whole fuss about the other media outlets not trying to endorse the thing. If they get paid, you understand? If Sky Sports was getting paid for this tournament, for them to like pay and get viewing rights and all that stuff,
Yeah.
they would be talking about the Club World Cup every day. You see Carragher and Co on mic every day. You hear Jamie Carragher's podcast, and what's the other one from Manchester United, Neville. So you get my point. So it's good that these other football clubs have now come into the limelight. And you never can tell. Two, three, four players can get spotted by scouts and they can make these switches if they ever want to. So that's just my take. It's actually a very good competition.
Oh,
About the
Okay.
timing and about the tiredness of the players. Players are like, we are tired, we need to get a rest. I do concur with what Steve said. They need high wages. High wages demands more game time. Because
Okay.
it's the same thing with Real Madrid. That's the reason why Real Madrid wanted to play the Super League. You get, because they need more money to finance their stadium. That stadium costs a whole lot of money. It's debt. They're assuming it's debt, but they wouldn't tell you because it's obviously Real Madrid. You understand? So they need more games to be able to make more money.
Okay. So I think
Yeah.
sorry guys, you actually speaking before. What are your thoughts in this Club World Cup? What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I've been on and off. I can see. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Is
we
it
can.
fine?
Yes.
Brilliant. I mean, Club World Cup. It's the truth is like at this point in time, I'll say every opinion is valid. Reason is this. There's something they talk say about change. That's whenever there's change, you have 50% that don't want to accept change. You have 50% that love to accept change. So it's normal. And me, I'm someone that I'm very open to change because they say change is the only constant thing in life. So of course I love to see new things happen. Like the UEFA Champions League new format. I couldn't care less. Like, I mean, for me, it wouldn't seem enterprising. Like, I loved it, especially the match day eight, where all the teams play at the same time. So, me, I like the fact that you're right. I mean, and the fact that it's every 4 years you get. So, what are people complaining for? Yes, obviously, you wouldn't see some games because not everybody the way you will not see a game because probably maybe in this part of the world it's Fluminense like the game that's gonna I think that the game that is happening now,
Yeah.
Fluminense's game and versus Al Hilal. There are people who will not see those games because no much interest. But the same way in that part of the world, we have thousands of people that would wait up to see that game. You get so your interest and every other people's interest is is I would say is geographically divided.
Okay.
You get so for me personally, I feel it's a good change. Then about the timing, it has nothing to do with the Club World Cup. It's because they're playing it in America. That's the so the same way
Exactly.
that
I
when
think that's
Europe,
it.
yeah, we
I
will
think
suffer.
that's it, though.
It's just like
That's it.
the Chelsea experience game, Tunis experience from Tunisia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a lot of my friends in the United Kingdom were saying, now I see what fans in other parts of the world have to go through to watch Chelsea every week because that game was 2 p.m. You get so I mean, imagine the people in the US that follow the Premier League religiously. I have a lot of friends in the US that follow the Premier League religiously. They wake up on Sunday morning, 7:30. They're on their teams. They want to watch Arsenal versus Man United. You get so the timing is because it's America. I know people are already saying how is the World Cup going to be with all these storms and all that kind of things. But you
Yeah.
can't compare the climate in America and United Kingdom. The
Yeah.
climate is different. So, and about the wages, I totally agree. Like, who the hell is tired? Who cares about you being tired? Do you go on leave? Do you just take 3 months so you're going on holiday? Don't you work every day? What are you talking about being
Okay, I
tired?
like this one.
And this is every 4 years. People forget.
True, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people forget that this is every 4 years. You understand? So personally, I feel like the second edition will be much more anticipated than the first edition. You get,
Okay.
and about what Sam said about Sky Sports, actually, Sky Sports don't get paid to view this. They pay actually. So you just have to
But it's the
let the
same
viewers
with
know.
employer
Sky
now.
Sports will pay to
Yes, but
broadcast
people
it,
will
but then they will
subscribe.
make
People
double
will
that.
subscribe. This is off
But they
season
will
now.
make
People are
double
not
that.
doing their Sky Sports subscription because there's no Premier League and the rest. You
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
so people are now subscribe to watch it. That is where they make their
I get
money.
what you're saying though. But you have to know something about Sky Sports also that people take it on contract. So whether you
We are
like
not
it or not,
marketing our
there are still
employers
people.
here. Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Now.
long case, no, Stephen, long story short is that however way you look at it, they will also still get paid because in drives. So from like the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth edition, it will be much more anticipated. If you get what I mean. So it's
Yeah.
not a case of people are just like, oh, too much football now, too much football now. Then don't qualify. Don't qualify. It's that simple. So for me personally, I'm okay with the change.
Yes.
And I want to give you another instance here. If you can remember, if you throw your mind back to when the World Cup started, when they extended the African teams from 3 to 5,
Yeah.
yeah, people were complaining because they said in the previous edition there was an African team that lost, was it 10-1 or so? And they were just booting the boy away. But there's something like from when that team went to 5 now, if you are playing Ghana, Cameroon in the World Cup at this point in time, you take it serious because now they are strong teams. So it will only better the football in these other parts of the world.
Yeah.
You get when
Yeah.
they have 4 years, imagine Auckland City now coming back 4 years' time. They will prepare more. So their football can only get better for them. So me
Yeah.
personally, I have no problem with it too. Like, provided my players don't get injured, that's it.
Okay. All right. So now this is about the Club World Cup. Let's move on to what the real story for the day, and this is concerning Ateta. So could this be Ateta's season? I know many
How can that
actually,
be the
by
story?
myself, I think it's long overdue. He has had multiple committee shields and FA Cup. It's time for him to bring in a silverware into the cabinet. Don't you think so? Sobregas, I want to start with you on this one. What do you think about Ateta's move this season?
Mikel Arteta, you guys should leave my man alone. Well, first off, I would say, in terms of his season, yeah, truth is, the bottom line of it is if he doesn't win something, not just something, if he doesn't win something tangible come
Oh, you have to
2026,
be so competition. All those one does not count anymore. So you have to be something
no,
tangible.
Community Shield has never been a major trophy. In fact, has
But he
not
said
been a trophy.
he don't know the teams.
Carabao Cup, he's not just him now. So many managers say that. What do you expect? Now, let me ask you something, Uche. What do you expect a manager to say? When Mourinho was asked, what did he say? When Pep was asked, what did he say? What do you expect a manager that will prepare his team to go into the
Yeah.
dressing room, play 90 minutes, leave something at the end of and you ask him, do you count this as one of your sources? You expect him to say no.
No, he will
So,
definitely count it.
yeah,
He will
exactly.
count
So
it.
sometimes we have to be realistic about this thing. So, but we know that Community Shield is not a trophy. And in terms of major trophies, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, those are not major trophies. You have to win the majors. So when I'm talking about something tangible, what I'm trying to tell you is that an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup will not lift off pressure off him. That we know. But then you also still have to look at context of how the season will go. You get, and personally, one of the major reasons why I like the man is he's a realist. Because at the end of last season, this was the same thing he said. I'll do everything in my power to achieve what I want to achieve. But I cannot sit here and tell you this is what I'll achieve, which is the truth. You don't know what I mean, we signed Timber in 2023. Yeah. His first game into 2023-2024 season, he had an ACL and did not return to the last game of 2024. Who saw that coming? This season he played. I'm sorry, last season he played the whole of last season and was. I can say, if we're talking about top five players in the club, he was in there. If you get what I'm doing, I'm just trying to. I'm just that was me talking about context. Yes, the pressure will be there, but what I would say is one thing I would say about I followed Arsenal for too long. One thing I would say is the pressure would be from outside. The
Hmm.
pressure would not be from inside the club. That's one. That's what I would say. The pressure will be
So
from
are you
outside.
confident? Are you confident that this season might be it for him?
Me, if I'm, of course, I'm confident.
You confident about that?
I'm very
Okay.
confident, and I'll tell you why
No,
I'm
no, no. You
confident.
you still tell me why? Because maybe Steve is obviously that he will actually be confident this season. Do you think that
Yeah,
Ateta is ripe for Ateta to actually hold on to a silverware this season coming?
Arsenal is not winning any trophy with Ateta. Take it from me.
okay, let's be
Yes,
your
he's a good
opinion.
guy. Hold on. He's a good guy. Fabregas just said he's a realist. I don't know where that realist is coming
Sam, I
from,
dey
though,
hear
because
this one. Sam, I dey hear this
most
your
He's a realist,
most
and I'll tell you,
Are they here?
you can't say in terms of
I'm
you don't
not
know where the
arguing with
realist is
you.
coming from. This is a
I'm not arguing
manager.
with
Wait,
you.
so
This is
guys,
a
let him
manager
have the
that
floor.
took the
Let him
club.
say. Let him say. Oh yeah, now. Oh, yeah.
I'm not arguing with you, right? I'm not arguing with you. You've called him a realist. But I don't know where that realist is coming from, because most of the interviews Ateta has granted, he has never been real to himself, especially when he lost. Especially when he lost. So I don't know where that reality is coming from. Me, I don't know. Sha, you're Arsenal fan, is your coach. Don't concern me. But what I'm going to say, and I've said it to different Arsenal fans before. Arteta is a good guy, a good manager, right?
Yeah.
But Arteta is not the man to give Arsenal what they want. Arteta is there. Arteta came to Arsenal, and the job Arteta came to Arsenal to do, he has done it. Take them from where they were, bring them up again,
So where
build the
they are
team.
now?
But he's not a man to give you what you want. But I'll leave him. If he wins this season, with all thanks to God, no problem. But Ateta, this season, no silverware again. Just take it from me. But if you have a different opinion, that's fine as well. But I'm telling you for a fact, not level to
Okay,
Ateta.
so Sam, this is actually
That's
what I
what I
want
said.
you.
That's what I
Wait,
said about context.
you will come about your contest. Let's let me, because Sam has been buying this up. Do you think this is Ateta's time? Now, Steve said it cannot. It is not working. It's not going to work. He has done his job. His job in Arsenal has been done and dusted. He's not for another person to take it to the next level. Do you think that's the case for Ateta?
That answer is actually a very the question is actually ambiguous because there are factors that would actually, determine if it will be season, right?
Exactly.
Um,
That's what I said
yeah,
about context. Exactly.
yeah. So so first off, luck. When they say about luck is being available at the right time to grab the opportunities that present itself, right? This season that just passed was when we would have grabbed it, but we were not available because of a lot of factors. The board let Arteta down. I don't know why. There might be a couple of factors in there. Might be like why were you signing so many defenders when you could have gone for a striker, or why did you sign this, or why did you do this? I'm not a member of the board, so I don't know why they did not actually bolster the squad with a striker that would have helped us in the attack, right?
Why look at them
Then we
like
were
this?
also we were also really unlucky. Don't mind Steve; he's a pure hitter.
Steve.
So we also had the ill luck of poor officiating in the
Oh
EPL,
God.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Which yes, we had ill luck with. If you look at the number of points we lost due to poor officiating, I could count 6 points, right? I know Steve is a pure hater. This is how you know haters. They'll be laughing at what they shouldn't,
No, no, no.
right?
This
So,
is not about hating. No, no,
so,
no, no. Let me tell you something about hating.
so,
Let me tell you something about
right?
hating. This thing about
You
hating.
don't need to
You
tell
can
me.
hate
The
on a
shame, the
football
shame
club,
on your
but you
face.
can also be truthful. Somebody come if you come out like I have someone who hates Arsenal more than Steve doesn't even hate Arsenal. This guy's on a different level. This guy follows Arsenal news more than Chelsea news. He's a Chelsea fan. Like he hates,
Imagine.
but
I don't hate you. I don't hate you. I'm being
that guy will
realistic.
tell you.
I'm a realist.
That guy can tell you, but that guy takes context into. Okay, now you see what Sam said about luck. Yeah. Now just imagine a world that Son had scored that goal against Man City in 2024.
Good. Yeah.
Are you now going to say Ateta is not the man to take us now to the job when we won the
So
Why are
title by
you
goal
banking
difference?
on
No,
why are you
no, no,
banking
no.
on
Don't
Son's
don't
goal?
say
Didn't
that
you have your
now.
own
But
goal
that
to
was
No,
not.
win?
No, no, no,
don't
no.
use that
see,
Why are
now.
you banking on Son's
Wait,
goal?
wait,
see,
Why?
wait.
you
Not
Are
guys.
Son,
we
oh.
that? Are we there to now say, oh, I forscored this goal? No, don't do that now.
No,
There's
no,
so
Hold
no,
many
no,
on,
no,
goals
no.
on
hold
I
that
don't
on.
goal.
understand
No,
why you will
no,
not say
don't say
don't do
Can
that.
I
that.
say something? Can
You
I say
cannot tell
something?
me that. You
Can I
cannot
say
tell me that
something?
Ateta cannot take a club to a title after taking them to the
Can I
last
say
game of the
something?
season and losing the
Wait,
Can
title
I
on
wait.
the
say
last day of the
something?
season.
Steve, what are you saying?
Can I say
Before,
something? Can I say something?
okay.
Sam just said, to be honest, right? I don't hate Arsenal. Fact, right? But
You
Actually, we
laugh.
I
don't
You
like to
know
be
that's
care.
that you
truthful.
laugh.
Actually, we don't care.
Hold on now. Wait, let me say what I want to say. Let me say what I want to say. Let me say what I want to say. I'll pick out two things. I'll pick out two things Sam said, right? I like to be really truthful, right? First one, you said bad officiating. Manchester United and Arsenal, I don't know what they've done to PGMO, PGMOL.
PJ
I don't know
well,
what they've
yeah.
done to PGMOL that
PGM well.
they had to have that kind of officiating they had last season. It was horrible. Yes,
Yeah, it
I watched
was.
Arsenal games. In as much as I wanted them to lose, there are some fouls or some decision that
Red
go against them,
cards.
and
The
I'm
red
like,
cards
why
were
did they do this to
were
refs?
worse.
Do you know what it
And
means?
I'm
They
Do you know what it
surprised.
humbled
means
I'm
to be
Arsenal,
surprised.
9
yeah.
points? Do you know what it means to be
I'm
behind? To
coming,
me, what
please.
it means to be 9 points
Wait, so because
behind?
let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah. So I'm like, why this ref blew this kind of thing against Arsenal? I remember one decision. I think the red card to Lewis Kelly. I was livid because I was like, yeah. In as much as I wanted Arsenal to
Yeah.
lose, but and I'm like, no, this is not because it can happen to my team tomorrow. And I
Yeah,
saw it
yeah,
happen to my team back to back. Manchester United and Arsenal, they were having it. And in my head, I'm like, what do you mean they do these two people like this? What did they do?
yeah.
But it was really shocking because you have to see other teams like Liverpool was really favored last season. I don't know why,
Yeah, they
So
were.
are
to
you
be honest.
True.
before you? Okay,
So
okay.
that was that one. That was one point. Then the second point I want to pick up from what Sam said, he said Arteta was not backed by the board. That's not true. I'm gonna say it. That's not true. Because I'm gonna say Arteta signed Merino. The only time I was expecting Ateta to make a signing of which the board didn't give him money to sign was in January window when
That
Havertz
is them
got
not
injured
backing him now.
and
That is
Gabriel
what we are
got
talking
injured.
about.
No, I will not take
That
it
is
as
Yeah,
what we are
that. I will
talking
not take it
about
as that.
now.
Hold on.
that's what we're talking
Hold on, I will
about.
not take it as that. I will not take it as that. He has had opportunity to make these signings. He didn't do it. It's not every
No,
club that
no,
wants to
no, no,
sign
no,
player
no.
or make investment in January. Not every club that wants to do it. Now, okay, hold on. Oh. This what is happening to this summer
Let it
window?
finish.
You are signing keeper, signing defender, signing always he does that thing every season. Signs every other department, forgetting the one I need most
Stevie,
because he
leave
feels
Gen
Havertz.
Z Twitter
That is one of the
alone.
reason. That is one of the reason I am telling you, Arteta will not give you what you want because
Leave
I
Gen
don't know
Z
why.
Twitter alone.
Wait,
Sorry, no
Fabregas.
problem.
Sam, you were about
Right.
finishing this.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what Steve had just said, finish what you were saying and comment on what you just said now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, as I was saying, yeah, officiating being one of them, poor decisions being one of them, and like the board also did not back us. January window is actually what I was talking about. Harvard got injured. Saka wasn't back at the time. Gabriel Jesus went out injured. After a while, Martinelli also went out injured. Like we were short of attack. Right. There was a point we had to. Trossard was playing midfield. Trossard is one of the most utility players we had this season. He played as our number eight. He played on the flanks. He played false nine. He played right wing forward. The only place Trossard didn't play was a defensive position. You get me? Right. So Steve also made mention now that the board. He said the board did not back him. As that the board actually backed him. Okay. We also have we need to do what we call like a comprehensive analysis. Okay,
Exactly.
Jorginho has gone, Pate has gone, right?
Exactly.
Okay, we
God bless
must
you,
replace
sir.
those guys. Okay, if
I'm not
Exactly.
talking about this window. That last window, you had Jorginho, you had
no,
Pate.
you've made reference
No,
to
no,
this
no, no,
window
no.
as well.
Steve,
And
you
you
Okay,
don't
bought
understand.
Merino.
He's
wait,
Steve
Steve,
wants to try to.
No,
He's trying
no,
to
no, no, no.
link.
Wait, Fabregas, let him
let me
finish.
finish. Let me
Let
finish.
Sam finish.
Let me finish. Okay,
Let Sam finish.
because you're saying we signed Calafiori and Marino last summer. Okay, right. If the California we signed didn't play up to 10 games this season, right? Mourinho we signed when he came in, he was injured first couple of weeks of the season. That ended up finishing number nine position for us at the end of the season. Okay, Tomiyasu was out injured, which we've just terminated his contract now. Okay, at some point in the season, Gabriel went out injured. Ben White was
Can I
injured,
ask a question?
and they were saying, "Wait, let me finish." We were like, "Yes, let us sign a whole lot of defenders." At some point, we had to bring in Lewis Kelly to trial on the left back position, which later worked. You understand? And we are now playing him at that position. Okay. So now we sign these players because of the analysis that we have actually done. Okay, this is what is going to work. We have Gabriel Jesus. The only mistake that the board did was that we sent out Vieira on loan. We sent out the other guy at Fulham. What's this guy's name? I've forgotten his
Chris
name now.
Nelson.
He's currently
Chris Nelson.
yes, Nelson. He sent it out to Fulham, and we also sold Edin Ketia without making replacements. The reason they did that, I do not know. So that is see part of
Arteta
what
did
I'm
not want
talking
to sell
about
Sterling.
him.
with
Is that
respect
why they did
to
it?
the board, right?
So
I get your point. I get your point. Okay, but at the end of the day, it still has to do with the board and the sporting director, and not entirely on the manager. The manager was literally crying on press conferences, like, "I have
exactly.
done what I need to do. The race is left for the board to do." They were all hints everywhere. You understand? For him to point out that this is not really my call, but he can't say it.
So
You
what
Now,
did
understand?
what happened now, Steve? Are you not seeing a different
now,
aspect to two side of the story now?
now. Wait, hold on, hold
I've
on. See
see.
something. To
Okay,
crown,
Fabregas, so I continue. Let me
to
hear what you
crown
have to
what
say.
Sam just said. Yeah, this is why I always say leave Gen Z Twitter because there's already this. Gen Z Twitter. We love this narrative. When there's a narrative on somebody, we love to run with it. You see what Steven was already saying? Arteta likes to sign defender, goalkeeper. That is because there's already a narrative there, and your
He
story
likes
will sell
signing
with that.
left-footed,
Now,
left,
wait, hold
left,
on.
Exactly.
left-footed.
Now, wait, see. The year 2023, 2024, yeah,
Okay.
the plan was Timber plays the left back, and Ben White plays the right
White.
back. Timber Timber got injured the first game of the season. I was out for the whole season.
Hmm.
Then we resorted to okay, fine. Tomiyasu comes in and plays the left back. Tomiyasu now has not even seen football for 2 years. So he now ended that. Hold on now. He now ended that with that left back was gaping. You know what we did? We now have to use a left-sided centre back, Kirio, that played the entirety of 2023-2024 season as the left back. And if you can
Versus
remember,
Bayern Munich. That
that
was the
cost
reason why
us
we
Yeah.
the
let that
Champions
Bayern
League.
Munich defeated us in quarterfinals last
That's the
Champions
game
League
that
because
cost
of
us
Tomiya
Champions League
Kiwa rather.
when Kiro was dismantled by Sane and Nabri. That
Yes.
game cost us the Champions League. So you have to analyze with sense. So what he did was the start of that summer, of course you have to strengthen on your weakness. We looked at it that even if Timber comes back, what is the guarantee that this guy has missed 1 year of football? What's the guarantee that this guy will be sharp? What's the guarantee that Tomiyasu will not miss another full year, which he did? So we went and signed one left back, which was Calafiori. So now, okay, in Ateta's mind, that is sorted out. And I will not blame him entirely
Okay.
for not signing a striker at the start of last season. This is the reason why. The year 2023-2024, Arsenal scored the most goals in the league. No, sorry. City scored the most goals in the league. They topped us by two goals. Yeah,
But
and
we
it was
considered the
mainly
least, so we had
so
the best goal difference.
our goal difference was higher than City. So when you look at it, you look at that team and say there's a lot of goals in this team. You lost this league by a point or two on the last day of the season. So your problem is not scoring goals. He now looked at it. What cost us the Champions League? Our left back. He got Calafiori. So in his mind, your weakness is sorted. The season started. This is what I was saying about context. The season started and everybody was falling like flies. Everybody was getting injured. Now, when Calafiori came in, could not even play a game. Calafiori was getting injured like every Eke market day. So aside that, so then we had to find an inward solution. We looked at Luis Kelly, which God finally answered our prayer. That worked. So that left back now was sorted because of Luis Kelly. You get when it got so the window are short. You can't really do anything. You just have to be looking for inward solutions, which is what Ateta knows how to do very well. There are very few managers in the world that know how to solve their problem from inside. Ateta really knows how to look at inward solution and solve his problem. So when it got to January, he started crying. There's nobody that watches football that will not. He was shouting that we need help. He kept saying, "I
Yes.
need help in that front line." Do you know why he said we need help? Oga, we had 7 attackers out. You are saying you finished 15th. You never had 7 attackers out. We had 7 attackers out. Do you know that we started games with Sterling, Waneri, and Trossard, and you are going
Kai.
for the league?
Hmm.
We had 7, so
But
he
no,
was
no, no, no,
shouting that
no.
we need.
I don't like the
Hold
fact that
on.
you're beating so long on this injury. Everybody had their
Yeah,
own
we
feel of the
can't
injury.
have the whole day, but
No,
I still stand with
I
my
am giving you the
opinion.
Everybody
whole
had
context.
All
everybody
what you
had
are
I
their
am
own
doing
of
is
the
the
giving
same
you
thing
injury.
the
Ateta
whole
has been doing.
context. I
Excuse.
am giving you the
Every
whole
team
context.
suffers injury.
What,
There's everything.
what
There's no
Sam
team in the
said.
world that does not suffer
Okay,
injury.
I know interrupt
Sorry,
you.
The
guys.
teams
When
that
What
suffered
Sam,
when
injury,
Ten Hag
like
had
Tottenham,
what
where
Sam
did they
over
said,
finish?
11 first team
what
players
Sam
out,
said about
nobody gave him this
what Sam
excuse.
said about Ateta
Nobody gave him
not
this
being back.
excuse. This is just excuse. Let's not
Ateta
spend the whole
was
day talking about Arsenal
Ateta
and
was
Arteta.
crying in January. Ateta was crying in January that he needed
Jealousy
the
on
club
street.
needed back. They didn't even sign one striker, so he wasn't backed in January. There's
Okay,
nothing
know
you want
what?
to tell me. He was
See
not.
what we'll do
If he
now.
was backed in January, do you know what I'm telling you? At
What are you
He
least
for
saying?
not
you
still
can notice
win.
that
What was it not this one, Jerry?
From March, he prioritized the Champions League.
Okay, you know what? See what will happen. The season is
That's
over.
the Champions
New
League.
season is about to start now. Now, I want to wrap this up really,
That's
really
why I give
quick
you
Champions
a
League and FA
confidence.
with
Cup.
your words. Now, just you to start first, Obrigas. Do you think Ateta will end first third this coming season?
first third
third.
or first. Tell him
N-
they are very confident. Tell him, would you think they
Now,
are going to
now,
win the
now,
Premier League
meant
this
be
coming
that.
season?
No, I don't think. I don't think we'll end first third. I think we'll win the league this season.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Sam, what do you
That's
think,
it.
please?
I don't think we're ending first third. I think we're
Uh,
winning the league.
Arteta already has a working system. Everybody knows he has a working system.
Okay.
We just
Everybody
need
knows
that
that, whether you
catalyst
like
that
it
would
or not. The
finish it.
system works.
Like it's just the finishing. The back line is solid. Everywhere is solid. It's just the give us number nine and Arteta will win the league. What
So
are you saying? First
Okay.
three?
So
so
When we
this
are not
time,
now
this
first.
time
without the
around, this
number
time around,
nine,
it's no longer
that means
luck.
there's no
Now it's now
league
number
for
nine.
now.
Now
There's no league without
Sorry,
number nine. So right
I said
now
we are
there's no
getting there.
league.
We are getting there now. It's no longer luck. It's now number nine. We are getting
No
there.
league without number nine. No.
Okay, no league
But we
without
are
number
going to
Right?
leave
nine.
No
Yes.
luck.
today.
The,
Now,
the
No
reason
league and
why
no
I'm
luck.
saying
The end
so,
of last
the
season,
reason why I'm
we
saying so
ended
is
like
because
10 points behind.
Arsenal tends to really go long when we have it hard. We struggle to play against low block teams. Guaranteed. Newcastle we
Exactly.
struggle. If Aston Villa is going low block, we struggle. If West Ham is going low block, we struggle. So we can't play against low block, and we like to go long. So we need someone that can be there at the right time to nip it in the bud, and that is why we need a number nine to succeed. So that during the games that we cannot really break the defense with
yeah.
our in place and passing, and we are trying to go aerially, we need someone to be able to convert it. Sometimes 1-0 does it. Liverpool did it this last season. Sometimes it's just 1-0, 2-1. Just that miracle which
And you
Salah was
actually
doing for
said
them.
something about
You get
Arteta signing a goalkeeper when he's supposed to be going. I want to ask you one question. Did you not
Wait,
just
Bro,
renew
let's
Tom
leave
Heaton?
Ateta and
wait.
Arsenal. Let's talk about something else. We can't
Fabregas,
spend the whole day talking about Arsenal and Ateta.
you've already
You
said
you've
about
made
it,
your point, and I still stick to
Steve.
my opinion.
Steve, let me understand. First thought, do you think they were actually without striker? Is it first thought? Because Sam, without striker, they might actually go to second, but with striker, they'll win it. So with you, with and without striker, what do you think?
Let them sign. Let them sign Victor Gakores and what's this other guy's name? Benjamin Sesko.
Sesko.
Second maximum.
Wait, so with all this
Chai.
squad, with Sesko and Gyökeres, you still place them Netflix next
Ah,
season again?
Just watch and see. I'm not going to. I don't want to argue with them. I'm not arguing with them. They are very confident. I'm not going to argue with Arsenal fans. Like I keep saying, I won't argue with them. Right? Everybody has their prediction. Everybody has what they want to say. I
Okay.
know where my team is. I know how my team is going to struggle. I know I'm definitely going to struggle. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very real. I'm very honest. Whatever I'm saying, but I know
hmm.
Arsenal is not winning the league next season. No. I know they are not winning FA Cup as well. No. I know they are not winning Carabao Cup. No. I know they are not winning UEFA Champions League. No. I'm not hating them. I'm not. I'm only being real. If they win it tomorrow, yes, it's a disgrace to me, and I'm very going to be excited if Ateta finally wins. But I'm still going to tell you, the moment Ateta leaves Arsenal to maybe German league, Spanish league, he's going to straight away. He's going to win a trophy. No be hate, no be bad thing, no be say I wish them bad or anything. But
Yeah.
I'm just
He
being
has won a
honest and
trophy
I'm
with
being.
Arsenal now. You are saying it like he's not won
You know
He
anything.
has
what we
won
were talking
what? What did
about
he
league. You know
win
what we
in
are talking
five,
about? League is what
six
we are
years
talking
ago?
about.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with Arsenal fans or anything whatsoever. But what I'm saying is,
But
give
do you
them
know?
Benjamin
Do you
Sesko and
know?
Victor Gyokeres together for that Arsenal
Sorry to
team.
interject. Sorry to interject. If you were like, let's just say you own a company, right, and you have a staff or someone managing one of your branches, and when you are doing your performance review year on year, you see growth. There's a trajectory. There's a trajectory. The way he's ending this season is different from where he was last season. Would you sack that manager or would you allow him keep going? Steve,
If I am
I'm
Arsenal
asking you.
board, if I am Arsenal board, if I am Arsenal board with the level of investment, you people will argue this one again. But I'm just going to drop it. It's a question you asked
You
me.
have invested more than one.
I would
See,
have let
just leave
Ateta
investment
go
out of it.
since.
Leave
Okay.
investment out of it.
All right.
Why
Okay.
will I leave investment out of it? Am I not
No, you
investing
have to because
in the
Manchester
company?
United has invested more than every club in England
That is
in
why
the
we are
past
sacking
10
the ones
years.
we have. That is why we are sacking the ones we
Oh,
have.
and you are sacking, but the more you
Why
sack,
you dey
the lower
talk
you
like this,
fall.
bro? Bro, to be very
The
honest,
only
be
thing that
honest
can
with
be lower
yourself,
than
with the
fifth
level
place
of
is
investment, are
relegation.
you okay with
The
Ateta?
lower
With the
you
level
fall,
of
but
the more
investment?
you
but
sack, the lower you fall.
no. We know that Arsenal are happy because they are now on the in the news every single time. They are contesting
No,
every
we
You
are
know
not
they
single
happy.
want.
league.
You know the level of
We
Arsenal,
are
and
not happy. No,
that's what I
that is
understand
what
with their
you
fans.
want. We as
No,
fans,
you know the level of
definitely we are
Arsenal.
not
You know the
satisfied.
level of
We are
Arsenal.
not
You know
happy.
the level of
You
Arsenal,
guys like to
and that's what
run
I
a
understand.
narrative. The
That's
fact
what I
is that
understand with their fans. Let me
I
tell
have
you today.
seen I
Take it
Wait,
have
from
wait,
seen
me.
wait.
Unai Emery manage my
What
club,
Arsenal fans want?
and
What
I have
Arsenal
Steve,
seen
fans want? They
Steve,
Ateta,
want to
wait.
beat
Let
Man
him
and I
U.
will take
finish.
They
Let
Ateta
him
want to
every day
finish.
of the
We're
league.
about to wrap up.
They want to beat Man U. They want to beat Man City. They want to beat
Who
Newcastle. They
is
want to beat
Man U?
Liverpool, and
Stop
they are
calling
okay. It's
Man
the
U.
life they don't
Stop
win
it.
league.
Stop calling Man U.
Okay, okay,
Who
it's
is
the
Man
It's the
Rams.
life
U?
they don't win
Wait,
Stop.
league. I'm a
wait.
Stop
bigger
calling
club
Man
than
U.
you. Stop
All
shouting. I
right,
don't
all
win
right.
Stop
Champions
So
League.
calling
You
Man
never
U.
win them. Go sit
I'm
down. I'm a bigger club than you. What
Stop
is
calling Man
smart?
U.
Even
I can
in
we're
my
never
not
bad
here.
era,
finish
I still
15.
win
We're
Europe.
not here.
Stop calling
Even in my
Man U,
bad era, I
please.
still
You are
win Europe.
spoiling
You have
my
been in your
ear.
golden era, I never see trophy. In
Stop
your golden
calling
era, I
you.
never see
You are.
trophy.
You see
In
this
my
shit
bad era,
era
the
that
last
you
five
are.
years, I don't win
I have
trophies. I
never
even
been
win
there and I will
Europe.
never be there.
In your
Uh,
golden era, trophy trophies.
I,
No,
will-
no one day.
I agree. I will never finish 15th in my life.
all right. So
15,
so
I'm
I
seated
just
in
want
league.
to
You,
wrap this up. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who actually tuned in to actually watch us live. We'll talk about what is happening in the Premier League and also what just happened this week because then the loss that football just got in this week. It's been a terrible moment for every football lover around the world. And also we want to use this opportunity to also urge everybody to actually go to our social media platforms on Instagram, on X, and also on YouTube, on Spotify, and also on Apple Podcasts. We'll be showing this, or when you see this, will also be there for you to rewatch it. So we actually urge you to actually share, like, and comment, and tell us what you think about how this preseason is going to start. So before we wrap this up, I just want to say a very big thank you to everyone who tuned in, and also Sam, Sobriga, Steve. Thank you so much for coming this night to have this. And I believe by next week Friday, with the Club World Cup almost approaching to the East End, we'll be able to see significant changes in the ladder of who is going to go home with the trophy. So I want to say thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sobrigas. Thank you, Steve. So as we go wrap up today, I just want to have a few words with you guys about the prediction and who's going to win this Club World Cup. So, Sam, I'll start with you. Which team do you think is going to win this Club World Cup?
Ah, mm. The way it's going, I'm seeing Chelsea sneaking into the finals, and that's
Wow.
not really, yeah, I'm not really happy about it. They've been given an easy pathway, and I don't know the affiliation they have with FIFA. FIFA is just trying to, they've made a lot of signings because UEFA sanction is coming for them, so they're just trying to put them on a pathway that will take them to the finals. That's what I'm saying. But from the looks of it, I think PSG will win this tournament.
PSG win it. Okay. And Sabrikas, what do you think?
Before my prediction, yeah, you know me, I don't like anything narrative in football. Usually, I don't like it. So, Sam,
Ah,
that
Mm.
is not a good narrative. No, 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 no.
Uh-uh.
I don't think Chelsea have
Uh-uh.
anything to do with that. Chelsea,
So
I would
how?
say, no, 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 Sam. I would say Chelsea, since I was little, they just have this luck. You're talking about luck, and I really agree with you on luck. Chelsea just have this luck
Mhm.
when it comes to football. The way they've won their two Champions Leagues, you just kind of see
Luck,
things working
sheer
for
luck.
them.
no,
And this
I don't
same
think it's love,
this
though.
this Club World Cup, yeah,
no
Chelsea
Premium
worries.
lost.
luck.
I'll be a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea
You for
lost
actually
to
dominating here.
Chelsea lost to Flamengo. That loss to Flamengo is what saved them. As they
God
lost to
bless
Flamengo,
you.
they went to the easy side of the draw. So it's nothing to. And if Man City had beat Al Hilal,
Mm.
Man City will be in the semis, and
Which
they'll
are
be on
meant to be
Chelsea's.
the luck. They're meant to beat them based on luck, but it didn't favor them.
Exactly, you get what I'm saying. So the way the draws has worked out is not about anything FIFA or something. It's just been their luck. And the funny thing is that everybody's underrating their side of the draw. It's not that easy. Yeah, well, we'll see their game midnight now against
So, what would
Palmeiras.
you think about
Well, beat Palmeiras.
who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win the trophy?
Who is going to win the trophy? I still think PSG. They are
PSG.
when I
Oh,
watch when I watch the competition, they are way above every other person.
okay. So, Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, before I say what I think, you say you don't like narrative, but you just push the narrative.
I don't
Why will
think
you
go back.
say all the Champions League Chelsea has won? They won with luck. If it's
I didn't
easy,
say all.
or you
This
can win with
man,
luck,
this
you
man,
should
Run
say
have
that
am.
won
you're
with luck. Oh.
understanding. You used to
May run
understand
am.
somewhere.
You should
Release.
have
You used to
won your own
understand
Champions
somewhere,
League
and you
with
don't understand.
luck.
I didn't
If
say
it's
luck. I said
luck
things
they used to win
fall into
Champions League,
place.
Arsenal would
There are
have won
places
two
you need
Champions League
luck.
too. But let me say this right. I
Hey,
don't think.
God.
I don't
Steve,
think.
I don't
I
know
don't
what I'm
think.
saying.
I don't think
As in the man, I don't
Chelsea.
care for the man.
I
Wait,
don't think
Fabregas is
Chelsea
saying.
won. I don't think Chelsea won the one their Champions League with luck. To be very honest,
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
football is a game of planning. A game of
Yeah,
you have to have a game plan. Chelsea won their Champions League against Bayern Munich with hard work. If you watch that game, you could see every hard work they were putting in, including Didier Drogba. I will not take Didier Drogba's hard luck and just simplify it and say it was luck. No way. I won't say
yeah.
that. That was proper
Steven,
football played.
two
Yeah.
No,
things
allow
can
him
be
finish.
true.
Allow him finish. Allow him finish. Let him finish.
That was proper football played there by Chelsea. When they played against the only one I would say, okay, maybe they were lucky, is maybe the one against Manchester City, of which was also game plan.
But
They
you
sat
said they
back.
were lucky.
Did
It
you
was
see
also
the
game
pathway
plan
that
because they
Chelsea
sat
had
back
to
and
the
let
finals?
Manchester City
You should
win their
look at how they
I
got
finals.
to
don't
the
know whether
finals.
Steven
See, that is the
understand this.
question.
I don't know
How
whether
they went
Steven
to the
understand. You
final.
used to drop it sometimes and pick it up
Hold on,
sometimes.
wait now,
See what
wait
we are
first.
saying
You see
here.
how they went to the final.
Hmm.
How they went to the final.
Yes.
They are pathway to the
Did they
Do
final.
win
you
their
watch?
games or
Do you
not? Did they
watch
win their
Chelsea's?
games or
Do
not?
you watch Chelsea's? Do
Wait
you
now,
watch
did they
Chelsea's
win their
Wait,
games or
semi-final?
not?
Sobregas, let him finish that.
Did they
What is
win
he
their
saying?
games or not? They won their games and they went to the final. So
Let me
By
it's
answer
winning,
not
that
that we need
question.
By
luck to
winning
win games, but we
Benfica.
need to play the football to
Benfica.
win games.
Exactly. That's what we are
So what are
talking
you
about.
saying,
It just
Sobregas, in
happened.
this case?
Huh?
It's luck.
You know what they say.
Wow,
You
this
know what they
Arsenal
say
fans, eh?
sometimes. When it's your time, it's your time. Things will just
Okay.
fall in place for you. Nobody's
Okay,
saying you are not a
wait,
champion. You are
wait
a
first,
champion.
wait. Did
However it happens,
PSG, did
nobody
PSG,
cares.
did
But sometimes
PSG,
things just fall in
did
place for you.
PSG
That's what we
use
are talking
luck to win
about
the
here.
last Champions League?
No.
You
They,
said what?
they sweat. They suffer. PSG
So as
suffer.
Chelsea did not suffer, they no sweat till they get to the
Do
final.
you know what? We'll take this.
They went
We'll
there,
take
Passing the
sat on
ball.
the
this.
floor and
We'll
throw the
take
ball
this to
inside
the
the net.
charts. We'll take this to the charts.
Now
We'll take this to the charts.
well,
We'll
my
take this to the
prediction,
charts.
like PSG for me, yeah, PSG to win this World Cup,
PSG. So
Club
it's
World Cup,
it's all
yeah.
PSG for you guys. Okay. So I once again say thank you so much for coming out on Blacksport Podcast. And for you viewers, I want to say thank you. This is what we'll be doing for every Friday by 8 p.m. UK time. We're telling you what is happening in the streets of football or in the streets of sports. So I am your host, like always, Insert Tuche, and we have Sam, Sobregas, and Steve. So I will say, have a wonderful night. Ciao.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, man.